A financial crisis doesn't always start with one major expense. Sometimes it's the $20 here, the unexpected Uber there, or another bill that pushes an already tight budget over the edge. Jordy Clark looks at what Catholic Charities calls the $5 problem and what families can do before those small expenses become a much bigger problem.
It can be easy to look at a struggling household and assume one big purchase put them there. But Catholic Charities of Eastern Virginia says for many families, that's not the reality.
Families aren't necessarily struggling because of one major expense. It's often the accumulation of smaller expenses that eventually creates a financial crisis.
Sharon Pledger is a financial and housing counselor with Catholic Charities and a Hood certified housing counselor. She says many of the people she works with are employed, but their paychecks aren't keeping pace with what it costs to run a household.
A $20 expense may not seem significant by itself, but when a household is already paying hundreds of thousands of dollars towards rent, utilities, transportation, insurance, and debt, those smaller expenses can eliminate whatever cushion they had.
And that cushion can disappear quickly when another bill or unexpected expense comes along. Pledger says she's seeing more families, particularly single-parent households, struggling to make their paychecks stretch.
It is definitely an increase. It is more families, especially, single household families, that one parent inside the household, and then you have multiple children.
And while cutting back on discretionary spending can help, Pledger says families shouldn't mistake those small purchases for the root of the problem. She says affordability is the biggest culprit. So what can you do now to navigate, set, and follow a realistic budget?
Based on actual income and expenses, prioritizing housing and utilities, identifying unnecessary or reducible expenses, establishing emergency savings, reduce outstanding debt.
For 13 News Now, I'm Jordy Clark.
And this week we'll hear from a Hampton Roads family experiencing those financial pressures firsthand and what those everyday expenses look like when there's very little room left in the budget. If you're already in a housing crisis, Catholic Charities also encourages people to call its Housing Crisis Helpline to get connected with assistance and other resources.